How's it going, everybody? We got a fun video today because we do have the maps on the website for the Blastaar Invasion event. So I want to talk about the best upgrades for the Legendary event. I'm actually going to be getting my first look at these nodes with you guys, so that should be fun and interesting. And then we're going to kind of coincide some of the information I have with some slides here with how we should expect the nodes to go and which characters we think will perform the best. So let's start with the most impactful characters. I think this is just undoubtedly going to be true. Blastaar and Quasar are going to be the two most impactful characters as far as like efficiency goes and getting through the nodes as easily as possible. Fantastic Four are usable on more nodes than are the Hellfire Club, so they have more impact there. And then, of course, we're going to have the Hellfire Club subbing out Madeline. Yeah, Madeline is probably going to be the first character to get subbed out, unless for some reason you have like a 3 Diamond Gear Tier 20 Madeline and like a 3 Red Star Gear Tier 17 Rachel or something weird like that. Then she is going to be the first character that gets subbed out. We got to have an uncomfortable conversation about awakened abilities, particularly Blastaars. Quasar, it's kind of built in now, right? You either have them from the 2 events that gave them for free, and then I think one was pay only. I forget if it was the ultimate that was pay only. Chat's going to let me know here in a second which Quasar ability is pay only, especially when we're going through the nodes. We want to keep an eye out for like battlefield effects and stuff like that. But let's look at Blastaar's awakened abilities right now. The basic, in my opinion, is the most powerful awakened ability with that 25% speed bar on the striker attack or on his other basic attacks. However, this is not available yet. It's not even being sold yet. If this is getting sold during the event, then you know it's impactful, which I assume it will be. This is also the T4 or the awakened ability I'm most looking forward to getting on the live server for Crucible, because him being able to give himself that much speed bar is actually going to open up the doors for a Phoenix Force counter that's going to be just a lot cleaner, make a lot more sense. Of course, also with, you know, his extra red stars and yellow stars. So I'm hearing that the ultimate from Quasar was pay only. Okay. There is no awaken on the special, so there's that. The awaken on the ultimate for Blastaar, once he gets to a certain amount of bomb burst stacks, he actually gains Drain, and then he gains reducing speed bar by enemies. I think that this ultimate is probably going to be the more impactful awakening ability for this run. This was a $20 offer, I want to say. Maybe it's $15 American. So this, I think, will be the most impactful, but the passive is definitely not to be slept on. So the passive, he's actually going to be reducing Safeguard and Immunity by 2. This is going to be huge. So let's say, for instance, there's going to be a lot of Reed Richards and a lot of Gladiators. Well, we can't use our Apocalypse to get those Safeguards off anymore. So this is probably going to be really impactful. However, I don't think this is going to be like a stopping issue. I think you're just going to lose a lot of efficiency being stuck on these tanks while you're working through the issue, okay? But it also makes it so that he cannot be rewound when he has bomb burst. That's obviously really impactful. But what might be the most impactful thing is that Blastaar is actually going to get speed stat per bomb burst on this character. Now, I was looking at this, and I didn't really understand why they put this in the Awaken ability. I get it now. This is absolutely monumental for an event like this trial, right? Like this invasion event. Him getting speed stat in this event, where he's going to be taking, you know, 5, 6, 7, 8, I don't know, maybe 10 turns per match. That speed stat means so much more than a regular Crucible match, where he may be one-shotting everybody on his first turn and he never realizes this speed stat increase, right? Well, he's going to realize it, but it won't actually have impacted where his speed lies as far as the match goes. In long-forward combats like this invasion event, this is going to be really impactful. This is currently being sold for 35 American, 50 Canadian. I've not bought this for this event. Like, I might buy this because I really like this part in Crucible. I won't have to put Apocalypse with this team anymore. I will not equip this Awakened while we do our guides for this video, because this would be cheating. This is an absolute cheat code, in my opinion, and we're going to see quickly on the nodes how many pre-taunting Safeguard tanks there's going to be. All right, let's get back to our slides. All right, yeah, and then the Quasar stuff is kind of baked in. I did get word that the ultimate was pay only, so if we see a lot of battlefield effects, we're going to know that's that pay your advantage. As far as F4 build priority goes, I think this might surprise you. Invisible Woman is number 1. Her damage is just way better than everybody else. The amount of AoE that this character does is crazy, so you're definitely going to want to build her the highest first. I'm going to assume you actually went crazy on these Fantastic Four characters already, though. Johnny's going to be number 2. Yeah, Johnny with his assists and the bleeds in the long-form combat, he's going to pull ahead of Franklin. Franklin is definitely going to be able to use a lot of abilities because of the mod that when a cosmic character uses special, gains special energies, he's going to be spamming his special, which is not bad. But I do think that Johnny is going to outvalue Franklin in the long-form combat. As far as nodes 7 and 8 go, where we can no longer use Quasar, I do think Feng is probably going to be usable because of the war rules. But if we need that pre-taunt tank, could be Reed. I also think that a lot of players kind of didn't build Thing because maybe they're not huge into war and they knew that they were only going to need the 3 new Fantastic Four, and then Johnny kind of snuck in there. I know at least a lot of people in my alliance, they left Reed not small, but they didn't use their antimatter or their intel to get him up to diamonds, right? He's sitting at like 5 or 6 red stars right now. I think Emma could play a factor here, because here's where you cannot use Quasar anymore. So Quasar would not be messing with her speed stat stuff. So we're going to have to see how it goes. I think Emma could find a lot of value, but obviously you need her to survive for the Hellfire nodes, which as far as Hellfire Club build priority goes, I think it would be the following. I think Rachel is so damn good in the game. I'm using all my antimatter to get her up to 7 red stars and activate the diamonds I got on her, luckily. Azazel will be next. Good damage. Shaw, you obviously need him to survive. And I think Emma would be the last kind of build priority, which is strange. I just told her, like, hey, I probably want to use her with Fantastic Four as well. But this is because she's a completely kit-based character, right? I think we're going to need big damage with our Blastaar through the Hellfire Club. This is going to be extremely important for people that are going to be pushing the leaderboard, which we're actually going to go head over to the nodes right now, and we'll see what's going to be going on here. Let's catch up with chat real quick. Let's be honest, we're probably using them all because of energy to cut turns. Maybe. Very well, maybe. All right. Let's check out Mission 1. There's no restrictions on this one. This is on difficulty 10. So we're going to look at difficulty 10 because I do want to see how big the enemies get. They're all 105. War rules will be turned on for this, which is interesting because Tiger is going to get speed up on spawn. Now, you're going to shut the speed stat down from Ronin, but you have to use Quasar here. Absolutely going to be using Quasar here. We're going to be able, this is going to be pretty simple, right? Because as these waves drop in, they're not going to have their full speed bar. It's going to be pretty simple to shut this node down, which of course makes sense because this is the first node. All right, let's check out number 2. Node number 2. All right, Crucible rules are also going to be on because of Blastaar. So we're going to be getting lots of speed bar here, lots of charges. We are going to be getting slowed. There'll be no speed bar for this guy, because of our Quasar, who's also going to be used on this node. Quasar shuts this guy down as well. All right, yeah, we have unavoidable attacks. I think that we're going to be just fine handling this node as well, using Quasar, Blastaar, and 3 Fantastic Four. Although the Fantastic Four don't get their speed stat when they're paired with Quasar. Quasar also stops ally speed stat gain. They'll still be faster here than a lot of these characters. And maybe we're going to be resetting a bunch, though, to make sure that this guy doesn't actually land the slow on us. That might be a thing. We'll have to wait and see. Node 2 looking a little bit nasty. All right. Node 3, this is where we can use all Conqueror's characters, Blastaar and Quasar. Okay, yeah, so we have a speed up on spawn. This is kind of worrisome, actually. The speed up on spawn followed into the rewind. I don't know if you can actually get rewinded when you have Quasar on the field. Reed is, oh god, Reed is looking pretty good for this, isn't he? Because Reed being able to kind of target where you want that rewind to go might be really beneficial, because rewinding Blastaar doesn't feel that bad because you can get his speed bar up super quickly by doing basics. This is an interesting node for sure. This is a very interesting node for sure. And this is Conqueror, so you can actually use your Insidious 6 characters. And Vulture does have the Conqueror tag, doesn't he? Let's go in game real quick. I want to see if Vulture actually does have that Conqueror's tag. Because there might be a world where using the Insidious 6, the current 2 Insidious 6... No, because you need Superior 6. So it wouldn't matter. There's no way to make this work. Never mind. I take it back. But he would get speed bar, and yes, he is a Conqueror. Okay, so there's no way to really activate the fun stuff there, but interesting. Conquerors might actually get some play here. Yeah, you can't activate Vulture's speed up flip stuff. But I still think Conquerors could see some action because of all the heroes. All these heroes, you do a basic, that's going to get you speed bar on your Blastaar. I could see that maybe being a thing. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 heroes here. Very interesting. All right, check out node number 4. Node number 4, this is going to be another Conqueror's node. It started us at the bottom for some reason. There are so many characters with speed up on spawn. This is super annoying. Has there been a single node that doesn't have speed up on spawn? We've seen Nightcrawler, Brawn, now Pav. Oh my god. That is the weakness. That is the weakness to our available characters to speed up on spawn. here's the thing. Oh god, here's the thing, guys. Subbing out Quasar will let you get your speed stat. And if you get your speed stat, you could use basics from your Fantastic Four to get Blastaar to just get an amazing amount of speed bar. Because against Pav, I think Invisible Woman and Franklin still go first. And then you could just have Blastaar with presumably these stats they're going to be giving him to make him not suck at 5 red stars, at 5 yellow stars. Is probably just going to blow up an entire wave. So Quasar could get sat so that we can actually combat these speed up on spawn characters. That's going to be interesting. That actually might be a viable strat. Oh, that's interesting. Ooh. And if we go in with Thing's not only going to get the speed stat, but if War is active, he's also going to get speed bar. So he can actually do a basic as well. Thing might be really good here, guys. Oh, wow. Quasar might get benched. It all depends on how much they boost Blastaar's damage with that mod. This is super interesting. This was mission number 4. Sorry, I know we're going kind of slow. You guys know I live, breathe, and die for these sort of events. These events are so fun for me. Oh, god damn! They really put the Phantom Rider on this, eh? Okay, but super slow. So yes, and no safeguard here. Yes, there's some deflex. Quasar is gonna love this. Quasar is gonna strip those charges off here, and then you're just gonna go to town. So not a hard opening. Cool that we're gonna get to see Phantom Rider though with War Rules turned on, right? No Secret Warriors with him, so he's gonna lose a lot of that synergy. But really cool that we get to see him. Really cool that we get to see him. All right. I actually just like this node. This node just looks fun. This looks thematic. It looks fun. All right. It's going to be really easy, though, in my opinion. That's going to be not a hard node. Mission number 6. All right. We do have some Crucible. Our Quasar is still in play on this node, I believe. Yeah, Quasar is still in play on this node because we will stop the speed bar here and the speed bar here if we do decide to bring in Reed. All right. Yeah, this node does not look particularly difficult either. We will not get speed bar on our Blastaar. But we still have our speed stat, and we will strip through this. I don't know if we're going to use Quasar on this node either. This is going to be very interesting. Yeah, it's Liberty, but there's no Falcon. No Falcon is everything, right? All right, no, I guess this is Captain Sam Falcon, but there's no Joaquin Falcon. All right, check mission number 7. This is now Fantastic Four or Hellfire Club characters and Blastaar. So this is no more Quasar. No Quasar, nodes 7, 8, 9, or 10. So this is Fantastic Four Blastaar, essentially. No speed up on spawn. They would stop our speed bar with Thing, right? Because they have 1, 2, 3... No, oh, sorry. I was going to hear... That's not Satana. So they have 1, 2, 3 characters. So they actually don't have enough Accurse to stop speed stat. How many characters does Hood need to stop speed stat, speed bar? I think we still get our speed stat, speed bar. And if we kill here, then we're going to be laughing at him. Yeah. I think we still get that stuff. Oh, this is not even OG Juggernaut. Oh my god, this is Zombie Juggernaut. No, you guys are right. Hood needs 3 other than himself. Okay, so yeah, this is not. Okay, so as long as we don't... there's only 5 enemies here when less than 5. So if we drop 2 enemies from this that are not named Hood or Helverine, then Satana comes in, another Hood comes in, and then their kind of on-spawn stuff would be active. So we just need to be careful who we kill. What I do find super interesting, and it's pissing me off right out the gate, is there's a fucking Captain Britain on wave 1 of this node. So just so everyone understands what this means. This means this passive is now the only way to be competitive on the leaderboard. Hood blocks speed stat for heroes. No characters required. Yeah, Blastaar's a villain. Right? So the reason Captain Britain shuts the shit down instantly is because Captain Britain stops the speed bar, right? So we are going to be getting none of this speed bar when an ally does a basic, this entire node. But we can get bomber stacks, and that could give us the speed stat. So yes, this node is basically telling me if you do not have the Awakened passive, you are going to have one hell of a time being competitive on this leaderboard. One hell of a time. All right. If we see another Captain Britain on the start of a node, I might lose my shit. All right, this is node 7. Let's see node number 8. Node number 8. Okay, so we do have speed bar in play here. There is no Captain Britain all the way down. War is active, so we're going to lose any on-spawn buffs. But hey, we're still using Fantastic Four here, so we don't really need to worry about that. Just don't bring Reed. Don't give him a pre-taunt. All right. Not bad. I mean, so anytime Crucible is open, obviously this duo is concerning. But we know how Blastaar works, right? We know we're going to have to basically ignore all the damage coming from these guys. And we are going to have to kill this Omega Red Phoenix Force by getting Blastaar up and running via the Fantastic Four characters and pop him in the face. Also, I'll be curious to see if this Omega Red has his Awakened ability. Can we check that? I guess it's the Phoenix. It's the Phoenix passive that does it, right? No, she does not have Awakened passive, so Thing can actually stun here. Thing can stun the Omega Red, and you can kill him before anything happens. There you go. Ares secondary buffs. Yeah, Fantastic Four doesn't really have many buffs, right? Just don't bring Reed here, because if you bring Reed, then you're going to get stuck on the taunt. You don't want that. All right, yeah, okay. This node does not look bad whatsoever. Definitely a lot more fair than node number 7 was, in my opinion. Here's node number 9. This is where we have to use Hellfire Club and Blastaar, rather. All right, so speed bar is still on the table because there is no, God, Namor. There's no Namor here. Now, if a third member drops in, less than 6, so you need to make sure you take out one of these Cabal members. If you, well, actually, you need to make sure you take out 2 of them. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's 7 here, so there's, you need to kill the Cabal members here. If you don't kill Leader and Iron Patriot first, then when this Leader and Iron Patriot drop in, you're no longer going to be getting your speed bar on your Blaster, which you won't really be bothered with if you have that Awakened passive, because you're still getting your speed stat. But for us lowly mortals, yeah, you're going to want to make sure you take out these Cabal members first. Probably not going to be difficult. With the Hellfire Club, there's nothing stopping the speed stat loss that old Emma puts out here. So we could probably do a bunch of basics, or even do the Terminator run with Azazel and get Blastaar up and running, and he's going to pop off hard. Yeah. Yeah, all right, there you go. So that's not bad. That's node number 9. So I really want to see node number 10. I'm super excited to see what this boss node is. The fact that we have to do this boss node with Hellfire Club and Blastaar, 5 yellow star Blastaar, this is interesting to me. Is there an Odin? Is there a Mephisto? Is there a Professor X? There's no shot, right? Because Hellfire Club can't really hang. We have a Quasar shutting down speed bar. I actually don't know how Quasar works when he dies. If Quasar dies, is speed bar back on the table? Chat, do you guys know? If Quasar dies, is speed bar back on the table? Because if so, you need to race to kill him so that you can actually start getting your speed bar. Also, the speed stat, Quasar is an offensive tune. Oh, he doesn't do that stuff on defense. He doesn't do any of that on defense? Okay. Well, good. Then let's not worry about it. Let's not drag our feet. We got Eternals. Let's see if they drop in with some speed bar. That could be interesting. Oh, this node is boring. Quasar's offense only. Okay, yeah. He doesn't do any of that stuff. So he doesn't stop the speed stat. He doesn't stop the speed bar. Okay, interesting. So Emma does work here, which is good. I was kind of worried like old Emma's not going to work here, but she works here then. Blastaar, speed bar works, and his speed stat, if you get the Awakened ability, will work as well. All right. God, that Awakened ability is going to be an absolute cheat code for the leaderboard. Oh, this is kind of tilting, but when I do the guide, I will not have it equipped. I will not promise that I will not buy it ahead of time and just not equip it until I'm pushing for the leaderboard. Wow, this is yeah. This is not as cool as the last node for the Quasar invasion event, right? Where there was an Odin, and there was a Black Knight, and a Shadow King, and oh, there was a Dormammu. They're just like, all right, here's Quasar. Here's a solo fucking hood. Just to stop speed stat to who? We're using a bunch of villains. and then you have the Eternal. Like, what are we doing here? 7 seems kind of unbeatable without the passive, not gonna lie. Yeah, 7 is definitely the node with the biggest FU, right? This guy just says, F you. You don't get speed bar when you have Crucible rules turned on. Get wrecked. So, but it could, oh, no, Captain Britain was fixed. So, I mean, this could be a good reason to bring in old school Emma, though. Old school Emma will definitely let you get a bunch of basics off here, which you'll be able to get off anyway. We still get to use your Fantastic Four characters. I still think you're going to be fine. I still think you're going to be fine. It really depends on what this wave drops in as far as speed bar goes. Do these enemies drop in with like 20% speed bar? Or like, you know what I mean? It's going to be interesting. I don't think it's going to be unbeatable. No, it doesn't look like it's going to be unbeatable. But it does look like it's going to be really annoying. Oh, she stops speed bar too while she's above 50%. I mean, it doesn't matter because he's shutting speed bar down for the entire goddamn match. Interestingly enough, because Captain Britain exists, the Hella summons will not turn me to rewind you either. Or at least they shouldn't. Unless there's some sort of wonky thing where they weren't on the field when Captain Britain got here, so they actually do get to... We'll see how it goes. Doesn't Captain Britain shut down old MSP passive? Only to Illuminati allies. It used to be Captain Britain shuts it down for all allies. Now it's just Illuminati allies. Yeah. Alright, well guys, that's what I have for you on the Invasion event, at least for now. We'll definitely be having our big, long guides out for this. We will try and get our hands on a budgetary account to do a run. If anybody has a 4-star, Cursed or 5-star Fantastic Four and low red stars on Quasar, wants to partner up, I'll coach you through it if you know what I'm saying. Alright guys, hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll talk to you later before I get myself in trouble. Bye!